But what's not set back? OU men's basketball. Portal Moser is getting after it right now in the transfer portal. We'll discuss coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks again for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there tuning in. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Monday was very fruitful for the Oklahoma Sooners men's basketball team as they picked up 2 transfer portal commitments. The first one came kind of midday. Tay Davis, the Notre Dame forward, committed to the Oklahoma Sooners. And then later in the day, the Sooners got Nijel Pack, former Kansas State and Miami Hurricanes point guard, commits to the Oklahoma Sooners, Jay.
Huge. And the big talk has been that it feels a little bit different in these portal pickups for Portal Moser, because it feels like they're actually going out there swinging. They're swinging after true talent, true players that can walk in and do something with, of course, Tay Davis coming in, that 6'9" forward, averaged 15 a game and 5 boards for the Irish last year. Can't beat that. That means you got a guy that's going to be able to go out there and put up actual numbers. So if you play the money ball game, he's going to be able to put, just under what Duke Miles was providing you. And then you bring in, or even Jeremiah Fears, if you want to go that direction. Not saying he's Jeremiah Fears, but saying more so the number is close. But then you bring in Nigel Pack at 13.9, 4.3 assists and 3 rebounds. He's shooting 45 from the field, 38 from 3 in his 9 games with the Hurricanes. So it didn't seem like he played much. But hey, you just brought in 2 players that can get you double digits on a consistent basis. And I think that to me is where the game changer comes in there. That to me says, oh, you're for real, because you bring in Kai Rogers as well. So you got another big coming in. There's a lot to look forward to. And I'm just kind of surprised to see that Porter has made us all forget that we were asking for his job literally like 2 months ago.
Yeah. So 2 big-time commitments, both coming out of the ACC. Yes, Notre Dame is a football independent, but they play their basketball in the ACC. Davis, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists against Houston earlier this year, the national runner-up. That's a pretty salty line. He was 9 of 15 from the floor in 37 minutes. Nigel Pack, the dude can fill it up. I mean, he's a 3-point shooter. If you've seen some of the stuff that people have been talking about, a true 3-point shooter. He's averaged, or he's shooting 40.3% from 3 for his career. That's really good. 14.3 points per game for his career, 122 games in his career. So he's part of that COVID class where he got the extra COVID year, but because he only played 9 games in 2024, 2025, going to get that medical red shirt. So This is a very experienced point guard that can come in and lead Oklahoma. He's a dude that can fill it up. He's got multiple games over 30 points. He has multiple games with 8 threes. He can shoot it. He has 25 games of 24 or 20 or more points, 60 games of 15 or more points. He's got, he has 31 games of at least 4 3-pointers, and he has 2 games with 8 3-pointers. I mean, so Bryson Goodine led Oklahoma with 1.9 3-pointers made per game this past season. For Pack's career, he's averaged 2.9 made 3-pointers per game.
Wow.
So the dude can shoot. And this is the thing I've been clamoring for with Porter Moser. He can get guys three-point looks. We just haven't had the guys to consistently bury him. And you've got a guy in him to be able to bury him now.
That's the big thing, is just as you said, he can scheme the guys open for the shot, but you need guys to hit those shots when it's in front of them and let the pressure hit them and they be okay. Well, I think Pack can give you that. And I mean, to be honest, Tay Davis, he isn't that horrible when it comes to it. He's not putting up 40% from 3, similar to what you were getting out of Pack, but I mean, that's huge. But Tay will put up some threes. He puts up about one a game on a consistent basis, which means that him as a stretch big forces teams to actually come after him. But if he can give us the 15 a game he got last year, which was the breakout year for him at Notre Dame, he was averaging 9 the season before he broke out this past season. If he can get you that again here, you may have got yourself a very solid class of transfers that could push you back to the tournament. The goal needs to be in the players they're bringing in here, not only the recruits that they've got, which is good, like Kai Rogers is going to be very solid, having guys that can get you past the first round of the tournament. Mm-hmm. That's what's most important right now. I don't care about anything else. You got to get past the first round. To me, making the tournament is not enough anymore. You finally got over the hump and made it one time, but you've got to get yourself a win in the tournament. If you get yourself a win in the tournament, you probably bought yourself another year or two. Yeah,
you've got to make the tournament every year. I mean, that's the goal. Like, that's the bare minimum. But you have to start having some runs, and you've got to be able to get to that, hey, we're playing for the Sweet 16. You've got to be on that weekend at least every single year. And I think with these two additions, you're bringing in some veteran experience, guys that can come in and contribute right away. And you're bringing it from a power conference. I mean, the ACC may not be what it once was, but it's still one of the better basketball conferences in America. So you're bringing dudes in that have that experience against top competition and can really benefit your roster that is going to be kind of young. You do bring back Muhammad Wegi, you bring back Dayton Forsythe, but again, young dudes. You're still going to have to get into the portal a little bit. You got 5 more roster spots available to you to add talent. And with the way that they've already addressed some needs, I imagine that they'll continue to be active in the transfer portal to try and, provide or get another big in the rotation. Cause right now your front court probably is going to be Weggy and Davis. You probably need to have another guy that can be that, 3-4 combo forward, similar to like a Jalen Moore, a guy that can play on the outside, play on the inside. And then you're probably going to need another guard to add to your rotation at least. Because right now, is Dayton Forsythe the starter for you? I think potentially he could be.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy that can play off the ball if you're going to let Nijel Pack run the point. So it's going to be fascinating to see what they do, but they're going to be players. And I think the addition of Trae Young, which we talked about last week, is a big reason why they were able to make these things happen. The influx of cash and the notoriety that comes with Trae Young.
Yeah, it feels like this was a Trae Young move with these players. It felt like it had some influence on him, but hopefully this is just the beginning, we're going to see more players like this come to the basketball side. That way we can kind of propel ourselves. We need to win out of the first round, man. It's all I ask for. Give me some Elite Eights, some Final Fours. Give me some Elite Eights. Shoot. Yep.
You got to get closer to 500 in SEC play too. You can't go 6-12, 5-13 in SEC play next year. You got to be better than that, especially against some of the top competition. You got to fare better than getting blown out. Now, listen, one of those blowouts was to Florida, who just won the national title, but that's what you're chasing. Like, that's the team that you're trying to chase down and catch. And so you've got to be aggressive in the portal and still on the recruiting trail. So that's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Thanks so much for tuning in, being a part of the show. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And thank you for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. For your second listen of the day, go check out the Locked On NFL Draft podcast with Damian Parson and Keith Sanchez as your favorite collegiate players get ready for the next level. Our Danny Stutzman, Billy Bowman, and Ethan Downs get the latest draft rankings, rumors, and news every day. Find Locked On NFL Draft on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow Jay at Unfair Sports. You can check out his channel, Unfair Sports, over on YouTube. You can follow me at John9Williams. You can read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. But until next time, he's Jay Smith. I'm John Williams. We'll talk to you then. Boomer
Sooner. Just give me a win out of the first round. I think I'll be happy. I'll be quiet.
Just win, baby. Just win,
baby.